Welcome back to my channel, Liv's Mystery Makeup Room. Okay, today we're going to talk about whatever I pull out and we're going to associate it with that because I kind of want to be like kept on my toes. I don't know about you. So we're doing a purple look. Let's figure out what goes with purple. Get this, y'all. I put what conspiracy goes with the color purple, and it says, while there isn't one single famous conspiracy directly tied to the color purple, the association often arises during the author Alice Walker, the author of the color purple, praising conspiracy theorist David Icke, I think that's how you say it, whose theories involve reptilian elites. I love talking about this, and shadowy global, don't know that word, linking the book's title to anti-Semitic conspiracy tropes. I probably did not say that all right, but we're gonna focus on reptilians today. For my makeup look, I'm kind of digging this vibe. Like, she's stunning, baby. She's stunning. So we're gonna try that out. Talking about shapeshifting reptilians fits perfectly with doing my makeup because I'm about to not look like this, which I'm not saying that naturally I'm not beautiful because God made me beautiful, but you'll see that I'm shapeshifting, honey. To start off, we're going to shapeshift the lips. We're going to make them look like I have injections in them, okay? So, how we do that is we line them and then use a lip stain. And I use the lip liner stain. And this one is the color Mauve. And it definitely just like elevates the lips to look a little perkier. Like my cousin was even like, girl, did you get your lips done? I said, no, sister, it's definitely fake. If you are new to hearing about reptilian, the lizard people, so a lot of people are claiming that the lizard people are in our elites and they're like blood-sucking and they can shapeshift into whoever, whatever. And I slightly believe it based on, listen, Hollywood can do a lot of things. So you never know what's AI'd anymore or whatever. But I even saw a document about the queen, how somebody saw her, like a kid was very much like, who are you, sister? And they claim that they saw her like shapeshift. I was like, what? But Mark Zuckerberg, if you look at him prior, and I'm not saying that this really always applies, but I'm just saying that when he first started what he was doing, he definitely had this certain look to him, okay? And these are all conspiracies, okay? Because you can also see him with his family alive, well, and happy and normal. But you never know if there is a shapeshifter out there that's shapeshifting into him and showing up to these events. Because there was one video of him at this like conference, and he looked like he was, that his teeth weren't looking right and things weren't looking right, drinking water weird. So he also doesn't, he looks like he had the life sucked out of him, literally. Look up the video. I know that it's out there, but when I saw it, I'm like, well, maybe this could be true. We're gonna glue these bad boys up with the NYX The Brow Glue. So if you've seen Zuckerberg, sometimes people say that he's like extra awkward and that maybe he's even robotic at times. And I'm definitely not going to say that robots aren't already taking over the world and that the people that are in elites, of course they can pay for the iRobot kind of thing. Let's be honest, okay? And if I were also them, I would want to stay at home and be cuddled up on the couch, and I probably would pay for a real robot to be made as me and then send them off for my gigs. When I start my eye process, I definitely go in with some concealer and I just map out the eyes, make sure the eyebrows are shaped and color correct, honey. So I use the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-hour lasting. That's like my special little, anyways. So have you seen Inside Job on Netflix? I believe it's on Netflix. If it's not, it's on Hulu. And there was also that Hulu commercial with that one guy about how basically they're all, okay, I spazzed out, but it's with Alec. Okay, Alec. And there, if you look it up, he has a reptilian tail come out of him. So then that just kind of confirms the conspiracy, not confirms it, but, you know, definitely implicates that maybe there is something to it and that the elitists and Hollywood people, they're definitely knowing something we don't know. And sometimes I feel like people put it right in front of our faces to have us figure it out for ourselves. Because again, we are like ants in this world. So who's to say what really is out there? And dinosaurs were real at one point. Who's to say they're not just like really intelligent dinosaurs that figured out how to shapeshift into people? You've seen Men in Black. You've seen that cockroach guy take over that man's body, right? To lay the base of my eyeshadow, I'm going to use like kind of a little bit up from what my skin color is to set a base so that way the other colors stay on it pretty well. And I like to use a little fluffy brush. So if you haven't seen Inside Job and you're a conspiracy theorist, highly recommend. It be touching every topic that I love to talk about. So in this, it kind of shows the reptilians and how there's elitist groups like the Honey Grove and all this stuff. And it kind of would make sense because if people have this much power, come on, sometimes when people have too much power, they don't really know. They need something else to get that fixed. So they just keep going and going and going. And then that's why you see a lot of weird stuff happening. And I've heard that some Hollywood stars get this like blood facial. And yes, it can pull from your own blood, but I don't remember what talk show I was listening to. And I don't want to name names, but somebody gets where you use like, they use children's blood, like young, like youthful blood. They don't say that, but youthful blood to put on their faces to make them stay younger. And I'm like, that's a little reptilianish, ain't it? Next, we're going to go in with our purple and we're going to do it in our inner eye and pat it in. We want to pat it in so that way it stays there. I'm going to use the medium to light because I want it to be, I'm going to do a darker purple / like black for the outer one to make it a super intense effect. So back to what we're talking about. It's Alec Baldwin. Now let's watch this again.
Parents were right, your teachers were right, even that creepy scoutmaster with the tight brown shorts was right. TV is slowly rotting your brain and turning into a slimy, gooey, mushy blob of pudding.
It's a potent blend of twisty plot lines and insane action that'll keep your eyes glued and your brain rotting.
Televised intoxicants deep into your cerebellum.
So with that being said, with this reptilian era, we don't really, or conspiracy, we don't really have to think that they're actually lizards. There is something in your subconscious, in our brains, where it's called like the reptilian, just like the pineal gland. Whenever you open your third eye, there is a different, and there's like a Christ, like with Christ consciousness, there's a Christ fluid that goes within your vertebrae. So reptilian, there is a reptilian parts of our brain. And I feel like if it's not stimulated or whatever, we just turn into like walking zombies almost. So technically, I'm feeling like the moral of the story is that we are really becoming the reptilians because we're just consuming things and we're in the consuming era. We're not actually actively triggering our Christ consciousness, and we want to blame the elites, but truly they're telling us like, hey, you're doing this to yourself and you think that we're the problem, but you're not actively listening to your Christ consciousness and everything's within you, but you're seeking all this outside source and watching the television, which is a television. So they're feeding these stories into our spirits, and actively we're just following along and becoming the zombies of the world. Okay, so to keep doing my purple, I put this shade of purple right here and I'm tapping it in the middle and then blending it with the black and then cutting the crease some more, and we'll clean her up later, but that way it's more of a definite purple look. And then we'll go in with lighter purple here. And then I already did that color purple underneath my eyes. Now we're going to truly shapeshift. And I'm going to change the entire color of my skin because I'm wearing long sleeve pants, shirt. So I'm going to pretend that I'm really tan right now because it's wintertime and it's cold. True Match. That's my favorite foundation by L'Oreal. It's absolutely fantastic. And then we're going to go in with this kind of little foundation brush. And we're just going to see, look at that coverage. Perfect. And yes, I know it's not my shade. I need to put on some more self-tanner. But again, the rest of my body is going to be covered up. So we're covering up the face just like everybody else is covering up the truth. Then to give a little bronze look, we're going to go in with the Milk Makeup. I just use the same foundation brush because we're a babe on a budget. And that's just what we're going to do. I like to go around my forehead. Anywhere that doesn't see the sun too, and that has a shadow, that's where you put it. I like to align it right here underneath my cheekbone and then lift up into the ear. Yeah, if you get it in your hair, whatever. Do what you gotta do to me, snatch. Next, we're gonna go in with our blush. I got this from Dollar Tree because babe's on a budget. B-Color Liquid Blush. It's actually my favorite blush right now. And I put a lot of it because you'll see why. Then take a fluffy brush, and it usually says blush on it, and just blend her out. I like to take it up here so that way it looks like I've been kissed by the sun because y'all, I live in Indiana now, but I was living in South Carolina for 5 years. So it's a culture shock for me, even though I'm from Indiana, and that's okay. But look, it's so beautiful. She's so pretty. Before I put on my fake eyelashes, I'm going to use this Defying and Volume MC mascara that I got from Dollar Tree too. This stuff works like magic. It's so pretty. I would say this is some of my favorite mascara I've ever gotten. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, okay, let me do this off camera. Tell me that didn't work wonders. I put a little bit extra over here. That's why I did it off camera. Whenever your eyes start to water, make sure you just do this with a Q-tip. so that way it doesn't mess up the rest of your makeup. Next, I'm going to go in with the setting powder that I got from Dollar Tree. It's, what's her name? Marie Claire. Because, dude, we're babes on a budget. And especially because I'm unemployed right now, because I know God has different plans for me. And that's okay. So, if you actually want to check out my Babes on a Budget series, it's on my Live Brand Creator TikTok. And I also have an Instagram, and that's what it's called, Live Brand Creator. That's all you type in. This is by far my favorite setting powder I've ever used because it really makes me feel like I look poreless. I understand that. You might be like, I don't know. But I got big pores because I have oily skin. So this really does do the job for me. And I feel like whenever I take pictures after using it, they look amazing and my skin looks flawless. So even if it might not look like that straight up close, because guess what, guys? I'm actually getting older and I can't believe it. And I look in the mirror like, oh, you're still beautiful. Then going in with the Wicked Rim Beauty, which my friend got me. Look how beautiful it is. It's such, you can take it anywhere on the go. But this blush is beautiful. She's so pretty. I love pink. I'm a pink girl. Call me Bobby. We're going to lock her in with the L'Oreal Paris Inflammable Makeup Setting Spray. This stuff actually lasts forever and is a gem. Perfect. While our mascara sets, I'm going to do my hair. I already had my hair curled yesterday for my little fashion show I did for my thrifting boutique, which these are all the thrift finds. So if you're looking for luxurious fits, but with half the price, go check out my Olivia's Revival Boutique. I have an Instagram and a TikTok and a Depop and a Poshmark and an eBay. Just an FYI.
Hello.
When my hair's all fluffy, I'm just like, yeah, babe. Now that the curls are done, we're going to go in with our L'Oreal Lock It In hairspray, which obviously I love L'Oreal. So sponsor me, honey. So we're going to just floof them out and kind of just... There we go. I also like to put it in a little bit of dry shampoo, so Beach Babe, that's my favorite kind of smell because I worked out. And if we're going to have a hairdo last a while, that's what we're going to do. Lastly, these are my favorite eyelashes, clearly. And so I use this little adhesive, the Kiss one. Put a little coat on here and let it dry, and then you put them on. In my opinion, eyelashes complete every single one of them. Okay, and then lastly, the Bucks, I can't say that, but this one, we're going to top her off right here. Oh, wait, it's still kind of purpley. And that's it. Now we're going to put on the fit. All right, we got the final fit, y'all. If you like this outfit, it's on the Olivia's Revival Boutique. Some of this, stay tuned. But I appreciate you guys staying with me this video. I would love a subscribe if you don't mind so I can keep posting this. But I love you. Have a great day.